Hi guys, it's Heather. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to go over 5 different recession-proof Etsy shop ideas. And of course, we're going to be talking about a lot of print-on-demand types of ideas today because I feel like print-on-demand in itself is just really, really great in times of a recession or economic downturn. Now, with that being said, I did want to shout out Jay from the comment section. He brought up this idea to make a video about recession-proof Etsy shop ideas or Etsy ideas just in general. So with that being said, I want to say that I very much appreciate all of the kind comments that I have been getting recently. I know just being on YouTube and being on TikTok, Instagram, what have you, there are a lot of negative comments that honestly I just remove, I delete, and I block. I don't give those people the time of day and the ability to affect my personal, I guess, mindset and happiness. I'm not gonna lie, there were a few comments recently that really got me down because a lot of people were mentioning the fact that I can't pronounce certain words, and someone put, "Do you pronunciate anything correctly?" And I have speech issues. I've always had speech issues. My family has had speech issues throughout their lives too, and it's something I'm a little bit sensitive of because I know that I'm on a platform where my job is to speak, and I just never went to speech therapy. And I know, there's speech therapy for adults. Maybe I'll take that. But in my life, I just have never been fortunate enough to have that, and some people aren't, and I am correcting my speech. I've been really, really on correcting my speech and pronouncing things correctly, but there's certain words I still can't pronounce, and that kind of tore me down on one of my videos. So I really want to say that I appreciate all the kind comments, all the nice comments. I'm currently working on a video that might already be posted or be posted after this, but I'm working on a video on writing down all of the nice comments to remind myself of all the people who have been there since the beginning and been so nice and are part of my OG POD friend circle. So besides that sentimental part of this video, I just wanted to go over 5 different recession-proof Etsy shop ideas that can really help your stores, especially if you're beginning a store. I really got my elbow grease and put in the work. Is that a phrase? I never say phrases right either. That's another struggle of mine. But I really put in the work in creating this list of 5 ideas that I think will really help you as far as 2023 goes and starting your own Etsy shop. I do also want to mention my other video, which is 13 Etsy shop ideas to make a full-time income with. I want you to watch that as well because there are a whole bunch of ideas in that video alone. I give statistics and how much revenue certain sellers are already making with those Etsy shop ideas that you could go into and start today and this year alone. So guys, besides that, we're going to go over 3 things that you need to consider in your market research and when you are creating a new Etsy store, or you already have one and you kind of have an idea of where you want to go with it. But if we're considering the factors of what's going on in the world and the economy, and maybe we're in more of a rocky economy where people aren't really buying what they want, they're buying what they need. So you as a Etsy seller needs to think of how to kind of compromise a little bit and see what types of Etsy items you should maybe be selling instead of other Etsy items during these times and seasons of life that are going to be a little bit rocky with the economy. With that being said, I was really redundant there. I think I said rocky twice. But I want you to consider 3 important factors as you are creating your Etsy stores or just drafting up ideas on what to create next for your Etsy stores. So the first thing that you really need to factor into your market research is what items do people need right now rather than want. And that can be as simple as maybe people need uniforms right now. People need socks. People need maybe planners or something that can help them on a day-to-day basis to really plan their lives. Things like that. A lot of print-on-demand items and Etsy items are not really a need, but they can contribute to a long-term investment. And that goes into our second factor, which is the items that you are creating, are they going to be an investment for people and help people over time? So that's another factor to consider as you're drafting up Etsy shop ideas or product ideas. So the third factor into all this is this going to assist and help new startup businesses? As you may be creating your own business right now in this video, what can you create that's going to assist and help another business that's just starting? So that's something that you really want to think about is, are you creating products that could maybe make others more money? And that could be as simple as a mock-up store for digital mock-ups that people use for print-on-demand businesses. There are so many different items that you can create that would be considered recession-proof because they're assisting people to make more money in their own businesses. And those are things you may want to focus on as we go into 2023. So with that all being said, we're going to go into my 5 product ideas and Etsy shop ideas that are what I consider recession-proof. So the first thing is coffee tumblers. Now, I know a lot of people right now may be like, okay, coffee tumblers, why would I create a coffee tumbler? One of the reasons why coffee tumblers is considered recession-proof on my list is because a lot of people are making coffee at home during a economic downturn rather than buying coffee. If you think about it, and even Graham Stephan would agree, I'm gonna put him up here and link him down below. So I'm sure you've heard of Graham Stephan, but if you haven't already, he is known for talking about buying coffee and how it is so detrimental over time to your finances, or at least you lose hundreds to thousands of dollars per year by just buying a coffee every day rather than making it at home. So with that being said, as we enter into an economic downturn, what people will probably be buying is coffee tumblers so they can make their coffee at home and take it to work, or even coffee mugs if people work at home. That's something to consider as well as we enter into a possible recession, or if we're already in one by the time I post this video. This is just something that would really help a lot of people who are going to work every day and they're looking to save money and not spend $4 to $5 on a coffee. Instead, they can make a coffee at home for well under $1. So idea number 2 is financial and business planners. Now, this is something that is a long-term investment for people to help them save money. And then also, if maybe they are looking to invest their money, maybe they are looking to create a business and make more money, these are all ideas that you can create an Etsy shop on. And you can also create a type of planner or a journal in Printify. So some people like to just journal, and you can create financial journals on Printify as well. That is another idea for anyone who is looking to create some recession-proof types of Etsy shops. And it really is something that is a good long-term investment for customers and even future business owners. So the third idea is uniforms and department t-shirts. So during a recession, like any other time in the world, people are always hiring. Even though the hiring might be less than normal, there will still be people looking to hire, and there's also appreciation gifts that departments give out from time to time. So during that time, hiring managers and managers of departments will look on Etsy for custom group t-shirts or custom department t-shirts. There's so many different ideas that you can create. So that's another thing that is recession proof. And even if you have a handmade business, if you think of nurse badge reels, that is a great idea for anyone who is looking to create a business that will sell, because this is something that nurses need, or at least they gift to other nurses during even times of economic downturn. So the fourth idea is team or group event t-shirts. So if you're thinking about school teams, so elementary schools have their own soccer teams, they have their own maybe art teams, things like that. There is also marathons and 5K race event t-shirts that you can create, maybe half zips, maybe sweatshirts, maybe even different types of reusable water bottles. There is a whole bunch of different ideas you can create for these types of events. And And one of the reasons why they are recession proof, again, is because these events are still running whether there's an economic downturn or not. The fifth and final shop idea is high profit margin items. And I know right now you're probably like, Heather, that is so vague. Why would you end it in such a vague last idea? Now, I will give you examples of this, I promise, if you stick with me on this. So high profit margin items, when we're talking about high profit margin items, I'm talking about over $20 of profit per item and order that you sell. So that could be as simple as jewelry, as metal signs, car seat covers. And I want you to think about this example. Now, let's say your order volumes cut in half during a recession or economic downturn. People are buying more needs than what they want in wants. So here's one example I want you to think about. If you're selling 14 t-shirts at a profit margin of $7 per t-shirt that you sell, you're making a daily profit of $140. Now, let's say you're selling 5 different car seat covers a day for maybe $30+ of profit margin, which you could easily do if you went on Printify and created car seat covers on there. So with that being said, let's say both of your order volumes cut in half. So instead of making $140 per day, you're making around $50 a day for 7 t-shirts at a profit margin of $7, which is $49 of profit per day. So if your car seat cover orders cut in half, then you're looking at about $60 to $90 a day if you're only selling 2 to 3 car seat covers a day, which is still higher profit than what you would if you were selling t-shirts. And if we're talking about average order numbers, some days you may only get 4 t-shirt sales. You may get 0 t-shirt sales. Especially during times of recession, you're going to see higher competition levels because people are looking for new ways to make money online. They're creating their own types of businesses. So this can impact you when your competition increases and you're not seeing as many orders because, again, people are buying what they need rather than what they want. So with that being said, you really want to look into higher profit margin items such as car seat covers, metal signs, and also jewelry. There's so many different items that you can create now with print on demand. And print on demand in itself is something that is very, very good for recession. It's good for economic downturn because you aren't holding inventory with your Etsy and print on demand business. You're not paying for marketing if you're on Etsy. A lot of the times it is organic traffic that's going to get you high order volumes on Etsy. So these are things and risks you don't have with your own Etsy and print on demand business. Besides that, I hope this video helped you, especially if you're seeing times of, hey, I want to make some more money on the side and how could I go about doing that. Hopefully these 5 Etsy shop ideas give you some things to start working on maybe in the next few weeks or few months. So besides that, don't forget to check out my How to Earn Your First 10K with Etsy and Print on Demand webinar down below. I would love for you to join me in that and stick around for that blooper reel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button on the way out. See you guys. I'm gonna repeat that, not in this light area. That's kind of annoying. So guys, besides that, I'm getting over a cold and it's a struggle. It's a struggle. But I wanted you to, that's another factor to consider as you're, so with that being, and even next Christmas or even Thanksgiving, things like that, or not Thanksgiving, sorry, I'm gonna repeat that. So one of the reasons, but he always talks about coffee at $4 or $5, buying a coffee. So just changing scenery so we can get, I don't know what I was saying with that. My brain lost track. So the third idea is uniform. The fourth idea is team or group event t-shirts. Maybe different types of water types of, why would you end it on such a vague last? Actually, I need to repeat that. Then you're making so instead of making, if let's say that